Hello, hello everyone. How are you? How's everyone? Today is Tuesday. So now our country now you can go out makan lah. But I hope everyone is safe sound lah. Play safe, okay? You go out makan also. Please SOP very the important, okay? Tonight Uncle Robin got another very special guest. This one this guest Uncle like very familiar one, and tonight's topic is also very special. Also a lot of people asking, hey Uncle, what is Guna Hutang Bayar Hutang? Really can Okay, before we start let me introduce our guest for tonight. Aaron Pan, welcome. Welcome, Aaron.
Hi.
Yes.
Long time no see, Uncle Robin.
Aaron, we want to see your beautiful face. Can you maybe on the camera? See, Uncle, long time never see you. So how are you? Before I start, I tell you, this Aaron, when he was like this small and young, Uncle already know him already. I think we same kampong one. So how are you doing?
Doing good, Uncle
long
Robin.
Time no see.
So have you have your pakute recently?
No lah. Uncle now need to jaga diet a bit lah. Oh, already I have to be really careful. How are you? Last time Uncle see you like this only. Wow, now you see so big already. The shirt also a bit tight.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything okay, Uncle Robin.
Have
you go back to kampong or not recently?
How to go back kampong? You try.
It's
you
a
try
trick
to
question.
con Uncle. Trick question. How to go back now? I tell you. Wait lah.
Good. Uncle is compliant. Very good.
Yes. Okay. Uncle also realize here people say lah, because we all same kampong you work and play with money one is that correct?
Wow. I look at a lot of money lah, but not my money. Only count for people only.
That's
very boring one, you count for people, it's not your own money.
That's what everybody say lah. Everybody say come to the show also say the same thing. But never mind. I tell you everyone, tonight the topic very the special, very the interesting. Guna hutang bayar itu hutang means you got debt you use debt to pay debt. But then again let's just start with this question So first of all, debt. Uncle now hear a lot of people already taking debt, and sometimes they say, oh, maybe they actually take too much debt. So what is your opinion Aaron, boy?
So whether is it okay to take debt or not, is it? What's the
what
you want to know, Uncle?
So the question is, everybody now also taking debt, but why are they taking debt? And some of them also take too much debt, what they say.
Yeah. So it's actually very normal to take debt. Of course, the popular comment would be, debt is bad. If you take debt, you feel stressful. Why you waste money on interest? But debt is actually an instrument that corporate would like to take. So companies, even I give you a very simple example. A company, what's one of the biggest company in the world? The apple.
The fruit can makan one.
The fruit one, that one. But they produce the phone one.
Okay.
That was one of the biggest company in the world, right? They have 90 billion cash,
Wow. 90 billion cash.
Yeah. But you know how much debt they have?
No.
About 100 to 120 billion debt. If that is so bad, they would have taken all their cash and go and pay off their debt. Yeah. So I want to start off by sharing with you that having debt is not a bad thing. It all depends on how you manage it. Yeah. So I mean, my generation, Uncle, no choice. When I come out to work, first thing I need to do is I need a car. Mommy, daddy not so rich so I had to go and take a car loan, right? So first loan I need to take a debt. I will consider the car loan as a working debt because you use that to generate income. No car cannot drive around. Then after that, sometimes you study, no choice, you need to take PTPTN loan or any other study loan. You have to have that so that you're able to get your education. But certain debt is not so good. There are, we call it the oppressive debt. If you go and take a credit card debt that is worth 18%, those jangan main lah. Those are very, very expensive. Yeah.
So wow, like you say, but looking at things, can you say that actually now a lot of people are considered taking too much debt?
It's actually a very true statistic in Malaysia. The household debt is very high, but sometimes it's circumstantial. No choice. Yeah.
Okay lah. Like you say, okay, you want to go study, you want to get degree, you need to take like the student loan lah, like PTPTN, and then you graduate already, then you need to go work, you need to take a debt or a loan to buy car to go work. Okay, this one no choice lah, like you say maybe family not so rich lah, this lah, that lah. Okay, then the next question, if you got a choice, will you take that or not? If you got a choice lah, like your student loan like your car loan, if you got a choice, like you want to buy property also, if you got a choice, you got a bit of money one, let's say lah, you got a bit of money, will you take that or not?
The easy answer is yes. The easy answer.
Okay.
The easy answer is yes. The not so easy answer is I want to ask back the person, are you financially free already or not? Do you have enough money for retirement? You have enough money to buy whatever you need? If the answer is yes, then don't need to take that because you are financially free already. But I believe most of us are not in that situation yet. So when we are not in that situation, so what do we need to do is we need to balance whatever cash that we have, whatever capital that we have. Yeah, you may be able to buy a car using cash. You may have enough savings for that, but that may not be the wise thing to do because you want to save some money for a few reasons that I can share a bit more later. If you use everything of your cash to buy the car or the house that you want, you cannot do anything else really. But if you tell me that, oh no, it's okay, I have enough for my retirement planning, I have enough for a lot of things, then you don't need to take that because you are self-sufficient already.
So in short, uncle can also say a lot of people definitely have to take that lah,
Yeah.
because most of the time they got no choice lah, like you say study loan lah, car loan lah, and maybe property loan lah, and all that lah. But then Aaron boy, you also say some debt they are actually bad, like credit card debt is actually not so good lah. Okay, so let me ask you this question you say if you are financially free, you don't have to take debt lah, okay, because you can buy everything in cash, and also you got money to do whatever you want with your life, then maybe you say don't need to take debt lah. But what if you got a bit of money but not everything, like for example you got a bit of the excess punya cash every month, let's say you work lah, you work, you got a bit of the excess cash every month so let's say you already got car loan, let's say your car loan is 1,000 ringgit 1 month lah and you and let's say after paying everything you still got, let's say 500 ringgit of excess cash lah
Yep.
Would you pay extra into your car loan? Would you try to pay more so that you can settle the debt the faster? What do you think? And by the way, sorry to cut you there, and by the way, tonight's session is Uncle Robin very happy. Got this errand boy same hometown with Uncle one long time no see, can chit chat. So everything that we all talk one you all don't think is financial advice is Uncle and this errand boy, we just chit chat, share our opinion only. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you all got any the question can always type in the group chat. Okay. So errand boy will type. I keep calling you errand boy. Now you also big already. No more errand boy. So if you all got any question can just type in the group chat and then Aaron will try and answer them. But it is not financial advice.
Yeah.
Whatever you all hear tonight, think about it, make your own judgment. Don't buta go and follow because you all also pick four taker already. Okay, let's go back to the question just now. Boy, you remember what Uncle asked or not just now?
I remember, Uncle.
Okay.
So I have to. There is a short answer and a long answer. So you want to
Okay.
listen to which one, Uncle?
We got time a long time no chat no see. Uncle wants to listen to two or both two.
Okay. So I go to the long answer lah, Uncle. Since we got a
Okay.
bit of time. So
Okay.
so for the person to know whether should they use the extra cash, the 500 ringgit that you say, to go and pay down their debt, the first question I want to ask them is, have they saved enough for rainy days or not? Okay. Where liquidity is very important. What is liquidity? Liquidity means if something bad happened, you straight away got money to go and solve that problem. Good financial advice is always keep at least 6 months. But 6 months is not easy for people to keep aside lah. So I would like to share, keep at least 1 month. Your minimum goal is 3 months. So before you think about want to use the extra cash to go and even do investment, the proper advice will always be at least keep 3 months of money first so that anything happen, if suddenly, like Uncle, COVID was bad last year, a lot of people lose job, never expect that. So you need to find new job, you need at least 3 months of income sometimes. So that's the first thing to do. If you got that one, then the second thing that the person need to know is he got another option now. Should he go and pay down the debt, or should he go and use the money for other investment? My question to him is that, do you have oppressive debt or not? Means, I think anything above 8 or 10% per year, that one is considered very high interest rate already. So if you have those debt, then my rule of thumb is that I would like to share is pay down those debt, because those are very expensive. Now, if you got your 3 months already, you pay down your expensive debt. Now then the next thing you want to do is that you ask yourself whether the investment that you want to do, the average return is better than your interest rate or not. If that person thinks, hey, I got a bit of experience in investment, I can get a better interest rate, a better return than the interest rate of the debt, then I say go and invest. Don't go and pay down your debt, because that is how you grow your wealth.
Okay, so just to Uncle now a bit old, the brain, the memory not so good. So if Uncle is understanding it correctly, so if let's say in the case where you got every month you got excess money you budget very nicely your lifestyle, so you got a bit of money left, should you try to pay more to your debt to clear as soon as possible? So now Aaron boy, you are saying that are you financially no, so you are saying that first of all, before you pay down your debt, do you have enough cash flow at least for 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months?
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Yes. So if that one is settled already, so the second thing you come in is that, do you have high interest debt? For example, maybe credit card 8 to 10% one. Every year 8 to 10%, very mahal, I tell you.
Yeah.
So if you have that debt, if you got excess cash, try to clear that one first.
Yep.
Now the third one, Aaron Boy is saying, okay, you got excess cash. Should you pay off your normal debt, like your car loan, your housing loan? Should you do that first? So Aaron Boy is saying, you try and look for some sort of investment that can give 1 year higher return than your interest. So what you are
Yep.
saying is, for example, your housing loan, let's say it's at 3 to 3.5% every year. So if you can find one investment that can give you 5 to 6% every year, you should go and invest in that. Put your excess money into that investment and not pay off faster on your loan. Is that correct?
Because that one makes more sense to grow your wealth.
Yes. Yep.
But
Okay.
of course, always go back to your financial advisor and see whether the thing that you want to invest makes sense or not. Because
Yes.
every investment there's risk. So so that is always the trade-off here. If you want to grow our wealth, you have to invest. I mean, we invest as risk. So that is something that you have to talk to your your pretty banker, talk to her.
Pretty banker, uncle.
The
Like
day you told
very much.
me, the day you show me that picture one.
You simply say later Auntie Casey can hear all these things. Uncle will sleep outside in the
Never mind,
living
uncle.
room. I tell you.
Now can travel already. Come to
Don't
my house. Then we can
don't
kampe.
don't play. I tell you. Okay, Aaron. Before we continue,
Yep.
we got one question from the audience which is from Yuga Bhavan. Sorry if uncle say your name wrongly. Okay. So the question is I just have one question. People are taking debt to pay off the debt because they have no money to pay the debt they took earlier. Okay, so you can see people are taking debt to pay off the debt because they have no money to pay the debt they took earlier. So do you think they can pay the last debt they took, or this thing will just continue? Means it's like cycle Means you correct one lubang, already got one lubang, but you correct another lubang to cover the first lubang. Means forever will have lubang. So what do you think about this type of pattern or style where you already got debt, you purposely go and take a debt to cover the first debt?
Sometimes circumstances happens. You took the first debt, you think that you can pay off, but something happened, you can't. So sometimes you have to do what you have to do. But my advice my thoughts would be this. If the second debt that you took to cover the first debt has a better interest rate, has better condition, then it makes a lot of sense. But the second debt that you took, assuming that you can choose second debt that you want to take, the interest rate is more expensive. They have upfront fees. Some of these loan processing fees all kind of things. You get yourself into a worse position. So if you have a choice, then don't take that. Don't take the second debt to cover your first debt. But if the first debt is, for example, nowadays, even notice how you're talking about no credit card debt is bad. But actually there are certain credit card debt is good. You all have to look at the T&C inside. At the moment, there's actually a lot of banks that's offering very low interest or even zero interest for credit card. So
if uncle got see a lot before in the promo people now cannot go shopping mall but there are times uncle walk also people will come to uncle and say, uncle, you want to sign this credit card? We have 0% on cash advance, that kind of thing
Yeah.
So yes.
So those are pretty good if you want to restructure your debt because you are not paying a single interest. So those are really good, but you have to plan your cash flow properly, uncle, because sometimes these banks only give you 6 months or 12 months. But should look out for this because these are good debt to have because once you have the money, even if you just put in FD fixed deposit, you earn 3%, it's still income for you.
Yes. Okay. We will take one more question before we go on to the next question from
Sure.
Uncle lah. This question is from Arvin lah. What do you think of balance conversion for credit card, or better to put a stop to all other expenses solely to settle the credit card?
Again, it depends on the terms of the balance conversion, and also depending on, because when you do balance conversion normally, you can space out your repayment. You don't have to pay everything straight away. But if the balance conversion charges you, of course, if it's 0% is the best. I know nowadays got a lot of 0% balance transfer. We spoke about that, right? But if you have to pay a bit, you have to think about the money that that you didn't use to pay. What are you using the money for? If you're going to use the money to buy another new gadget, then I say don't do that Please go and pay off your debt. But you say, I have a plan. I want to put into this certain investment like unit trust or whatever. Then maybe it makes sense to space out your repayment.
So what you are saying is actually an option, right? But you have to make smart decision lah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, for financial freedom, which is, Uncle Robin, you always like this term, right? Financial freedom. It's all about making rational, making wise decision, and also must be disciplined about it. You don't go and take this balance conversion. You got a few extra bucks in your bank account, then you saw the next nice Lego or some toys you want, and then you go and buy it. Then you put yourself into a bigger lubang than before. Yeah.
Yes. So in short, is that it is okay to take in additional debt if you are using the debt for a smarter investment choice and not to so-called feed what you like and what you want. Maybe a new phone, maybe a new TV. That is bad decision lah.
Or buy an air ticket now to go to Langkawi.
So I mean, if you can afford it, I think it's
Yeah.
fine. Langkawi.
Correct.
So
yes. But if you purposely don't want to pay off your debt to go for holiday, it's a decision to be made because the money could have helped you to be in a better financial position.
So in short, from what we have discussed until now, so debt is not necessarily all bad lah. It is only bad if people don't know how to use and leverage the debt, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Now that brings us to the following question lah. Now the following question, this one Uncle want to make it like in a fantasy scenario lah. Okay. So let's say you are already in the debt. Okay, you got the hutang one. You got property hutang, you got car hutang, you got PTPTN hutang. Then suddenly one day you got, I don't know, maybe you pick up from the floor one big suitcase a lot of money. So let's say you got a lot of money a lot of money, let's say 5 million guys this one Uncle put like in the fantasy world 5 million cash. Uncle also haven't seen before lah. But let's say you pick up 5 million cash in maybe Jalan Bukit Bintang. Uncle don't know. So you got all this commitment your property let's say is 1 million loan your car is let's say 100,000 loan Will you take this 5 million for example, to pay off all your loan, to pay everything lah. Means now you got 5 million, you use all to pay off, and you still got balance maybe 3 million something, 4 million.
Yep.
Or another scenario, you only got pick up 1 million like that only. So will you use
Hey,
all the
Uncle
1
Robin, tell me
million
where to
to
pick
pay?
up all this money lah. I also want it.
Your uncle pick up a lot lah when uncle go to sleep at night and dream lah. Uncle always pick up. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That
now
is
got
always
two.
a very interesting question, and Uncle Robin. Again, back to the similar principle that I shared earlier lah. After you pay off all the debt, are you financially free already or not? So that is also a number that you always have to work out with your financial advisor, or you can pick up some books over and read. What is the number for each person for you to be financially free? So the principle here is that if this money you pick up from the jalan and then you use to pay off all your debt is good enough for you to retire, then I say please pay off your debt, because you are really lucky. But if neither here nor there, it's like I pay off all the debt, I take the whole money, pay off my debt, but I still got some debt left, or I left with very little excess only. Then I want to challenge this position like, what are you going to do with the excess? Is it good enough for you to invest or build your money for retirement? If not, maybe you might want to consider not paying off some of your lower interest debt. Normally your cheapest debt is your housing loan. It doesn't make sense to pay off your housing loan too fast sometimes, because that is one of the cheapest borrowing that you can take, 3%, for example.
This is very different. Uncle come from a time uncle's father, uncle father very, very safe one. Uncle father last time I always tell uncle, hey, you got housing loan try to clear off as fast as possible. You got maybe car loan try to clear off as far as possible, because no debt you can sleep very nice at night. Or maybe you can dream of the fantasy, go walk Jalan Bukit Bintang, pick up some money, uncle don't know lah. So now what Aaron Boy is saying, it may not be the best option to actually clear off, especially your housing loan, as soon as possible, because it's one of the cheapest.
Yep. Again, we live in a world that not enough money not enough, right? So if you are in a situation that money is enough, then again pay off all your debt. But money is not enough, you know that you still got to work many more years before you can retire, then your better financial decision would be grow your money rather than paying down your cheapest debt. Of course, psychologically, there's a lot of benefit from having no debt. You don't have to worry if tomorrow got no job. My house is fully paid off, I'm good. But sometimes you won't be able to reach the goal that you want, because a lot of people get into this trap where, like this time we say, when we are young, we have no choice but to take on a lot of debt. Then after that, we try our very best to pay down our debt very aggressively. So then what would be the circumstances here? What would be the effect? Is that you don't have enough money to invest, because you have used all your excess to pay down even the cheapest loan. Then after, you got a house, but your house won't able to grow so much that you are able to be financially free. The only way you do that is you go and sell your house in the future. You sell your house, then where do you stay, Uncle Robin?
This question, uncle want to ask you. This is a question from uncle It is always common belief that the house, because you are talking about house loan and also the house that you are saying you want to pay off your house. What uncle want to pick your opinion lah on this one, because a lot of people say the house that you stay in you stay yourself common perception is that the house is an asset for you, but a lot of people especially the ang mo one got a lot of money one they will say that the house that you stay in is actually some sort like a liability. What is your take on that?
Yes and no, because to own a house, you also need to know there's a lot of maintenance for the house. I have to say that in our culture, owning a house is still like one of your highest achievement, one of your must-have achievement in your life. You're gonna have your own house. You're not successful in life. But sometimes I'm glad that especially the younger ones, they are very open to the idea that renting is actually fine. Because we talk about young people get into that too much or too fast, right? Actually, not buying a house so fast should be an option for us. But I think many of us live in a certain culture, a certain background that says, no, you must own a house as soon as possible. Get married, boy. Don't get married before you buy a house. But you must buy a house, then you can get married.
Yeah, same lah. Now they say in order to get a wife you must have car, you must have house. So like what Aaron Boy has already said you must be able to strike a balance lah. Actually getting into debt to buy a house, it can be a good thing or it can be a not so good thing, depending where you are financially in your life and also the timing lah.
Correct.
So
if you get a house loan and it eats up all your cash flow until you cannot even build the 1 to 3 months of liquidity, you don't have even extra to grow your money, then may not be the best choice.
Okay. So before we continue further, this is a very general question lah from our audience. For the name Noob Saipot. Sorry uncle did your wrong. Your name longly. Don't blame uncle. So now the question asked is, which step should I pay off first before borrowing more for investing? Aaron Boy, maybe you can give some very general example on what type of debts that has the highest interest rate, means the most expensive all the way down to the cheapest. Like you say, one of the cheapest is actually your housing loan lah, and one of the most expensive one is actually your credit card lah. So maybe you can name a few from the most expensive to the least expensive.
Before I answer that, Uncle Robin, the question just now was very interesting. The last part of the question says, before I borrow more to invest. That part of the sentence, is something that we have to be very careful on.
Yes.
Generally,
that is what we are gonna talk about in the next question. How to use that, to invest and so-called build your wealth. But before that, let's look at this question first.
Yeah. So generally, the most expensive debt that based on license one is like those credit card debt that may charge you 18%. So those are something that you should pay off. If you have the habit of just paying your minimum balance every month, then you should settle that debt first, because it's very, very expensive. So after that, you could be talking about, sometimes you take some personal loan. Maybe sometimes you get about 10 to 12%. Yeah, those also are very expensive. You should pay that one off first. Then you can move down, typically down a little bit more to, if you have a small business, you get a small business loan from a bank that charge you 7-8%. That one is okay, because it's a working loan. You're using it to generate more income. is fine. Go down further, you have like car loans. Effectively, you may be paying like maybe 5-6% per year. That one is, is okay. You can, again, whatever that you pay off, the principle here is always what you pay off, right? The interest is actually your return. So if you pay off an 18% loan, you're actually saving 18% for yourself. That is the principle behind. So if you pay off like a car loan of 6%, 5%, you're actually saving 5-6% now. Then lastly, most of the time is your housing loan, the 3%, 4%. Yeah. Generally, that is the cheapest you can get, apart from those special promotion from banks of 0% kind of thing.
So that's why I think this session it can be very interesting, because a lot of people is I think because from uncle generation when people say in debt is bad thing. Like for example uncle see this fella and know this fella under debt one this fella must not be doing so well. So today our topic Guna, Hutang, Bayar, Hutang, it actually comes down to this question in a way that can you actually use debt to pay your debt and build your wealth? Means should you take in more debt and to build your wealth and also use it to build your to pay off your old debt? Because I'm sure a lot of you in the audience would want to know, hey, so what debt should I pay off first, and how should I use debt to invest in certain investments that some people also ask maybe, oh, I got this debt but I want to try and clear faster, but I do not want to really use my money to pay off faster to clear. Is there any way that I can clear off faster but not using my own money? So very confusing a bit. So in short the question the key question for tonight is what how can we leverage debt into certain investments that can work hard for us in clearing our debt and also building wealth?
There are ways to do it. So one of the easiest accessible to most people is actually like refinancing your house. You have a housing loan, you refinance it. The reason why you can refinance it is because your value of your house has gone up.
Yeah. So let's just, sorry to stop you there a bit, Aaron boy. But uncle hear a lot of times about all this refinancing. What is actually refinancing?
Oh, it's actually a very simple concept. Uncle Robin, you first bought your house, how much did it worth?
Uncle cannot remember. I think it's just the rumah papan cannot remember. But let's say 200 200,000 Really
okay,
long
Uncle
time
Robin.
ago already.
Yeah. Your house, last time the value is 200,000. So normally bank will give 90%. So that is 180,000 loan. Maybe they have given to you. Okay. And you slowly pay all these years. Now maybe your loan left with 100,000. Today you go and ask again the property agent and say, how much your house worth? It may worth 3 times, 4 times more than what you bought last time, 200,000. Or don't say so much. Let's just say it worth 500,000 today. So you have an option to go to another bank and say, can you give me a housing loan based on 500,000? And because you can get 90% most of the time, you can get a loan up to 450,000, 450. And then you can use the money pay off your 100K, your outstanding loan. You still have 350,000. So what do you want to do with 350,000, uncle?
350,000 can actually do a lot of things, man. Because if you refinance your normal housing loan also maybe around 3%. So I think there are a lot of different investment type of category that you can go in and can actually give you more than 3% a year lah.
Yeah.
So that is, so people those that are in this refinancing is actually an option. So it may seem you are actually taking in more debt, but in fact, yes, you are taking in more debt, but you are actually building your capital to do something smart, like investing into more stable investment that can give you more than your housing loan punya interest. But if you take the money you go buy new car lah, you go buy new watch uncle and Aaron boy also cannot help you. So in a way, refinancing is actually one of so-called debt instrument lah to build your capital for investment. Correct, Aaron boy?
Yes, correct.
Wow, uncle
correct.
also need to check the rumah papan now worth how much already.
Uncle, your rumah papan was actually worth 1 million before. Now I think worth 2 million already lah.
I don't know. I think now become part of the museum artifact already. Rumah
Then it worth
papan
even worth more lah. Become a national heritage.
National heritage. Aiyo, I tell you. Okay lah. We talk about housing. This one personal question lah. Personal question. The uncle, the nephew now also want to buy house. I think around your age lah, boy. Yeah. They also want to buy house.
Is the nephew or the niece?
Uncle got a lot of nephew and niece lah.
Now intro, uncle.
Hey, what talking you? You also now big boy married already. Don't ask.
Okay. I thought this one is boy to boy chat.
Yeah. So now he want to buy house.
Okay.
Okay, so he sorted lah. His housing loan all he sorted. But house own stay you need to do renovation one ma.
Yeah.
Any advice for him how to do the renovation?
Yeah. Maybe before you talk about what you can how you want to finance the renovation. Recently I saw an app very interesting. The app allows you to visualize your home design. You can go inside, choose whatever furniture you want, design it, and then you can do budgeting there also. Because they will tell you how much your all your furniture will cost, and then you can see if your house actually all this renovation this is the one.
So interesting.
It's
this
called
one,
Sofa X. Yeah.
Sofa X look very nice like say what?
You can design your house virtually.
Three simple steps to design your home virtually. Wow. Select your developer, home type. But okay lah, maybe uncle, nephew can use lah. Uncle, the papan house, I think no more lah. Then
you can still look for nice furniture inside this app itself. Everything you see there is real one, uncle.
Okay lah. So maybe uncle can actually use this to maybe tell uncle's nephew to try and use this app lah. Now all technology so advanced already. Aiyo. Okay. Actually we got one question lah. This one is actually from Amanda Nasmin. How much percentage should I should invest from monthly salary? This one a bit lari from our topic, but I think it's also quite interesting lah.
So again, I think the rule of thumb is make sure you meet your that liquidity buffer, the one month minimum, 3 to 6 months. I always want to say that if you're able to hit at least 3 months, then you start thinking about investing.
3 months lah.
You meet 3 months first, then you can think about investing. I think most of us we if we have the capability, we can do 5% or 10%. That is already very good, because when most of us are employed, the moment you take home your salary, 10-11% already deducted by EPF. You are actually investing 10-11% already. So if you can do another 10% on top of setting aside for liquidity, that's already, I think that person already considered very fortunate compared to a lot of people already out there.
Yeah. This one also a very interesting question. This one is from our audience from this Ken Yap. Name also so funny one, Ken Yap. So the question is hi Aaron, would you advise putting excess money in flexi home mortgage loan to reduce the interest, despite it's one of the cheapest loan, but there's always the perception that after 35 years, the total interest will be equivalent to a house price?
It's a very interesting question, a very good question actually.
Yeah. The question very interesting, but the name but never mind lah. Maybe Uncle English old time. Okay, Aaron boy, go ahead.
So you see, nowadays banks have this flexi home mortgage. If you can get your hands onto such a loan, you can actually use this as a way to replace your FD. So just how we talk about having your 3 months, 6 months liquidity buffer. How do you keep that? Sometimes most of the time people put it into savings account or put it into the form of a FD, fixed deposit. But if you have this flexi loan, you can actually combine it and then put the money, rather than the FD, put it into a flexi loan. Because again, the principle is this: whatever interest that you save is actually equals to your return. And I can assure you that 99% of the time, your housing loan interest rate is higher than your FD rate. And flexi loan, most of the time, you can take out the money very easily. So it's also very, very liquid. You probably call the bank, or maybe nowadays you can do online. You can get your money within a day or two. It's as good as a fixed deposit. Yeah. So again, back to Ken's question is, first of all, if you use it for FD replacement, you benefit from there already. If you want to put anything more than that, then my question is always, are you working your money hard enough or not? If you can find another investment that gives you more than your housing loan interest rate, then you may want to decide that option will be better, especially if your risk appetite can take it.
Yes. Okay. We got one question also from this. The name also so hard to read. My God, if Uncle say your name wrong, what I say Wong. What
Isaac.
kind of
Isaac.
Oh, whatever lah. What
okay.
kind of investment is considered as medium risk? Right? Yes. What kind of investment is considered as medium risk with you that worth taking the step for? So this one maybe if Aaron boy can give some general example lah.
Again, number one, the person's risk is something that is very personal. Uncle Robin, sometimes I hear you say you want to try certain type of investment that I feel is quite risky, but you may think it's not risky. So risk is always a very subjective, a very personal thing. So I want to clear that part first. So, but generally speaking, in general, what is medium risk? Medium risk would be, people would say fixed income instrument. That one is generally lower risk compared to equity type of instrument. But you may also consider things like those certain shares are also considered lower risk. Those are the dividend shares. The price don't fluctuate so much. this is also could be another instrument that people can consider. These are
Yes.
people may call it defensive stocks that that during good or bad times the share price to move so much because they are giving very constant dividend. So those are considered lower risk in the equity space.
So these are some of the options lah. Maybe uncle can think about, but I don't know if uncle's age still can apply loan or personal loan or not. Don't know lah. Okay. So
Uncle, you rich already lah, no need to take loan. You can pay off
I
everything already.
maybe can sell the rumah papan lah. Maybe
Sell
okay.
rumah papan, then you retire already mah.
Mm.
But if
So
not enough to retire, then think about how to invest.
yes. So like what Aaron boy say before we wrap it up for tonight maybe Aaron, you can summarize whatever we have said into maybe 2 or 3 points
Okay.
about that.
Yeah. So I think first of all, we come with an open mind that change the perception that debt's bad. I started off by sharing that corporates take a lot of debt. There must be a reason why they take it, because it is a financial instrument to grow your business, to grow your wealth. Companies like even the Apple, the one that I shared earlier, why if debt is so bad, then they would have taken a lot of their cash and pay down the debt already. So that's the first mindset that we should try to be open about. I think that's point number one. Point number two is that I want to remind that if you want to take debt for reasons like investment or for growing your wealth, it's a good step. But what is more important is that are you rational enough? Are you disciplined enough? And have you done your necessary research to make sure that whatever investment you go in, the risk is something that is that you can take on. And number three is, before we talk about paying down debt, before we talk about anything else, I will always like to remind my friends that make sure you have enough liquidity.
Enough cash lah.
Enough cash, at least at the minimum, the rule of thumb is 3 months. If you have that, you have a good safety net. Anything happens, you still got some buffer. If not, you may certainly need to go and borrow debt from credit card, which is why sometimes people end up with the 18% because you just don't have enough debt. If you have taken every month, you have taken the money and pay down some of your, say you took the debt and pay down your housing loan because you want to quickly pay off your debt. Suddenly, due to COVID, you lose your job. No money to put on the table. So you have to go and borrow from credit card. So because when you pay off your housing loan, you cannot get back the money anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we talk about even investment, I will always say, make sure you have enough liquidity.
So I hope all of you all listening can take whatever Aaron Boy said and Uncle Robin say as an opinion. And of course, you must take whatever we say and make your own judgment and make the best decision for you all. So we can only voice out our opinion, give you some idea how you can actually build your wealth.
Yeah.
Speaking of building wealth, Uncle got one question okay. You talk about Apple okay. You talk about Apple, the company okay.
Yep.
So Uncle want to ask you a question. You know this company Tesla?
Okay.
Tesla. So you
the
know
one that go to the moon, right?
So you know Tesla, they are creating cars They've already created electronic cars. But you know Apple they are also trying to create their own cars. But they got encounter one problem. What is the problem? Tesla already created their own electronic cars. And then Apple they also want to fight They want to create their own electric car also, but they encounter one problem. That's why they cannot create the car yet. What is the problem?
I don't know, Uncle Robin. Can you tell me? Is it because the apple got eaten already?
No. Don't know.
Don't know.
Because Apple, they create the car, they got problem installing Windows.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this errand boy like no give respect to uncle. Never mind. When we go back to our hometown, uncle will show you nicely lah. Okay, so everyone, it's time for us to wrap up lah.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this session between Uncle Robin and Aaron Pan lah. But before we go, Uncle wants to say this lah. So this webinar, we got actually a next webinar one. Wow, this one I tell you, Uncle also, oh yo, Aaron boy, lucky now you big enough lah, can see this. Our next webinar on AWANI LINC is reset your sex life.
Wow.
Tips for married couple to spice up the action safely and healthily. Wow, this one uncle also got interest. I want to tell all uncle friends also. Maybe Aaron, maybe I don't know lah. Aaron boy, maybe you too young, don't need lah. So if any of you interested this webinar is going on 5th October, Tuesday 9 p.m. Oh, your 9 p.m. some more at night. Always, if you guys like it, register at link.astroawani.com. And don't forget, if you guys like this session, please give Uncle Aaron, Uncle Robin and Aaron boy 5-star. Uncle also tired already. That's why say things also very slow. So thank you, Aaron, and thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Hope to see you all again. Aaron boy, you wait, Uncle will speak to you when Uncle will see you. Thank you.
Okay, Uncle.
Thank you and good night. Bye bye.